This is Walkthrough Wednesday. Today we're going to be showing you some of the quirks and features of the builds we've got going on here at the garage. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Walkthrough Wednesday here on the Petty's Garage YouTube channel. Starting today outside. It's a beautiful day here in Level Cross, North Carolina. And right next to me, as you can see, is a Rubitrucks Jeep conversion. We've got what started here as a Gladiator Rubicon. Obviously, there's been a lot done to it from our friends at Rubitrucks. Most importantly, we've got the Petty's Garage power under the hood here in the form of a big-time Hemi. So working with Rubitrucks a lot out of Boone, North Carolina. Great partners of ours, and should be seeing a lot more Rubitrucks Jeep conversions with some Petty power under the hood. All right, everyone, so here we are down here in the main shop. Just saw the Rubitrucks Jeep up there. We're going to move along and check in with our good friend Sparky, who's working on a few Hellcats. As you can see, we've got 3 Hellcats kind of in progress here. This one right here is just in for a clutch. The black wide body up on this lift right here is in for a stage 3 engine package. Big time horsepower, 4-digit we're looking at, so that's pretty awesome. And then right next door we got another wide body Hellcat that Sparky's leaned over here in the trunk. What are you working on today, Sparky? Let us know what we got going with this one.
Well,
all right. Take the mic.
We started with doing heads and a cam and having the heads completely worked with new valve seats, new valve guides. Now it's getting a double pump setup for the fuel system. The double pump is a setup to where you get more volume out of the fuel system itself to run the higher horsepower engines. The primary pump, which is just the one, will be running all the time. And then when you go to watt or higher RPMs, the second pump comes in to run the injectors and make sure that the engine doesn't run lean and run out of fuel.
Okay, we're gonna turn to my right here, right next to where Sparky's at. We've got Brian Witcher, who's underneath the hood of this Superbird Richard Petty Tribute. Brian, what are you working on with this car today?
Well, this is a restoration we performed, I guess completed about 2 years ago, and the customer never quite liked the feel of the brake pedal. Would stop okay, but just the feel was a little off. So we're just making some adjustments there, changing the brake booster size, pedal heights, some different things to try to make the feel better for the customer.
So this is all more, not routine, but just refining the drivability of a car that's already been done here.
Yeah, it's more fine-tuning it to the customer of what he really wants to feel in the car.
Awesome. So, well, that's the kind of stuff that you get here at Petty's Garage when you have a car built by us. You know, if things aren't 100% to your liking after you've had some seat time, bring it back in and we'll get it dialed in, right?
Our goal is to have our customers happy.
Let's take a look over here next door on the Chevelle. I know we've highlighted this car a little bit on the Walkthrough Wednesdays in the past, but just kind of give a little update of where we're at right now. I see the hood is down, so you can see all of the painted stripes that our body shop has done. And what are the next steps for this car?
Well, the next steps, where you see the wheels on the ground, they're just mock-up wheels we have. We've got to get the right tires in here and kind of measure for fitment so we can order the custom forge line wheels.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Custom forge line wheels.
Wrapped in Continental tires.
That's right. Heard it here first.
So we've got to do that. It's going to have to go to the interior shop. Right over there you can see, you can pan over there, we have an Alpine stereo system that's going in. Yeah, the car's coming together. I know it's been here a long time. Bradley, you drew the car, the rendering for us. So the whole front end is custom made on this car. The grille, the bumper, the rear taillights are one-offs that we made here. We had the circuit boards printed and made, and our guys made the lenses and installed them. So they're really cool. It's got the custom stripes and custom paintwork. Everybody that sees it in person asks, "Is this the final color?" Because it's kind of a matte or satin finish. And it's what the customer wanted, and it looks really cool. So our body shop does a great job laying down the stripes and the paintwork. So.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like you mentioned, the car has been here for a little bit, but jobs like this, you know, most every piece is custom made. Really, yeah. There's not much on this car that has remained stock. So from start to finish, I mean, you're building from the ground up, basically.
Pretty much. Even the dash in this car is handmade. So there's not a piece that wasn't touched during the build process, which makes the assembly process a little longer. So I don't know if you want to show them under the hood.
Yeah.
Everything under there, the inner fenders are all, custom made. It's got a LSX. We blacked everything out. Even painted the fuel rails petty blue to match the stripes on the car. So it's a really cool custom car. It's probably the most custom car we've ever built here at the garage. So we're all proud of it. I think it's really cool.
I love how everything is hidden underneath the panels too. So like the engine really is the centerpiece, and the valve covers are just straight out in the open. There's not hoses and wires and everything going around.
Yeah, all the hoses, the heater hoses, the AC hoses are hidden between the top of the fender and the inner fenders, which are custom made also for this car. So lots of work goes into a project like this. I think the last time it was on Walkthrough Wednesday, I think Chris was given the update for it, but since then we've cut the body off. So it was a Mustang Xfinity car, now it's going to be a Fusion Cup car, 2011 Cup car. So we cut the body off, sent it to the sandblaster, and got it back. We got all the body pieces to update it, or I guess, I don't know if you call that an update or
Is it a back date?
It's a back date. Well, yeah. So to make it specific to the Ambrose win, so we've got the nose, the tail, and the hood, and a few other little parts we got. So it's waiting to go probably within the next 2 weeks to have the body hung on it. So
Does this car bring back memories for you from when you were working on this kind of stuff?
A few, yeah. It makes me miss it just a little, but I love what we do here. So
perfect. Okay, the last one that we're gonna have Brian talk with us about right over here is the El Camino project, and
so we'll have to take and cut the rear wheel tubs out of the bed and make custom fabricated wheel tubs to accommodate the wider tire.
Right.
And taller tire too.
So these right here, slicing out.
Yeah, it'll be cut and it'll be probably in about that far. So
it's gonna be a pretty big change. Are you gonna have to make any more modifications to the bed floor for the custom chassis that's coming in?
It should be a pretty much a direct bolt-in. We may have to make a few tabs here or there for body mounts, but the chassis is made for a GM Chevelle El Camino, so it should be a pretty simple bolt-on.
So this is really a Pro Street style build that we're doing right here.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it'll have a big block Chevrolet in it, fuel injected, and the customer wants a functional cow hood on this.
Okay. Oh, yes. We've been there before, right?
We've been there before. Yeah. Yes, the customer also has a 2018 Camaro that has a functioning cow hood. So
probably the only one in the world with that.
It is, as far as I know, it is. Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to wrap up with the projects that you've got going right here these days at Petty's Garage. So thanks for taking the time, showing us around all of them, and we'll be back, I don't know, next week or the week after, see how things are going.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we've seen the Rubitruck's Jeep. We've taken a look at some of the projects going on here in the main floor at Petty's Garage. And right now where we're standing, if we turn to my left, we've got where all of our performance parts are produced. So as you can see, Todd's working on strut bar bracket at the moment. Is that correct, Todd?
That is correct.
What process are you doing right this second?
This is for the rear. This is the pad that bolts to or welds to the rear strut bar.
Gotcha. So this will be the point where it attaches to one side of the rear strut towers in
Strut tower itself, yes.
Okay. So it looks like you've got it tacked up and you're just setting it up to do the final TIG weld. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, thanks to folks here like Todd that make all of our custom parts that can be custom painted, available at pettys-garage.com. I'm sure you've seen a lot of advertisement for those lately. We really want to make sure you guys know that we have those, making them around the clock. They're available. They're made here in Level Cross, and they're some of the best you can get. So pettys-garage.com is the place to go if you want something that is made by Todd and painted up in the body shop, ready to go on your car. Moving along, course, we have the engine room. Always a lot going on in the engine room. Let's see. Tim, what are you working on here?
Doing a set of cylinder heads for a head and cam engine for that tan car down there.
Okay, perfect. So we just talked to Sparky.
Yep.
He went through what we were doing with that car. And so now, as we move over here in the engine room, you can see the nuts and bolts and everything broken down.
Checking installed height for the valve springs, and then we'll put these together.
Good stuff. That's where the power's made right there. All right, so our next stop on this walkthrough Wednesday, of course, is the Chrysler barn. It's the building, what we call the building that I'm standing in here right now. And we're going to walk over and say hey to Mitch and talk a little bit about some hood pins on this Mustang. And Mitch, it's not exactly the hood pins that are revolutionary, but more so the placement and what you guys had to do to make that placement work. Talk a little bit about what we got going on here.
All right, if you remember, we was kind of test fitting and doing the prototyping when we talked last time. We're finally to the finished product here. Basically, like I was saying before, the rest of the crowds put the hood pins further back in the hood. That gives you a lot of leverage underneath the front of the hood. So we wanted to move the hood pins closer to the leading edge of the hood. So you can see here, most people's putting them up in here.
What are they attaching them to when they put them up there?
They're actually attaching them to this radiator support.
Okay.
So we actually took it another step, and we actually tied down under the radiator support and actually grabbed the two bolts holding the nose on. So now, I mean, per the disclaimer, we say that they won't be a functioning hood pin, but they're pretty stout. I mean, they're, I wouldn't say run without a hood latch, but it's going to keep the hood down pretty tight. So basically, like I said, we grabbed two bolts here and two bolts in here with a plate, and like I said, it just moved the hood pins way out on the leading edge of the hood.
So when you talk about leverage with the hood pins that normally go further back, what you're saying is you've got more chance of air coming up under the hood
and actually kinking your hood. You know, I mean, like I said, we don't recommend running without a hood latch. I mean, that's kind of, you know, against the safety standards.
Right.
But I mean, it will, like I said, when you put the hood down, you can see how far out these are. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna be hard pressed to actually bend the hood that far.
Right.
I mean, it's so much tighter. They're actually more along the lines of a functioning hood pin. If I can get the pin in. So I mean, more along the lines of a functioning hood pin.
And they look great too, right?
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, race car stuff. So,
but yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, with other people putting them back here and giving that so much more leverage on the hood as far as wind getting under it, from the racing days, the further you can get them out on the leading edge of the hood, the better off you are.
sounds good. Great way to explain it. Do you know if there's any plans, you know, if somebody out there is watching right now and thinks I'd love to have that done to my car, obviously they could get it sent in and we could, you know, custom make them a cent. Do you know if there's any plans to take the prototype brackets and maybe move them into more of a production piece?
Actually, I think the prototype now is at the laser cutters and getting ready to get pre-bent. So this is going to be a piece that we're probably going to sell here shortly.
That would be awesome. So stay tuned. Hopefully before too long we'll see some. It's the brackets, right? Or is it the whole pin assembly?
The whole pin assembly. It's the hood pin brackets and the hood pins themselves.
All right. Well, hopefully we see those on petty's-garage.com here pretty soon. But if you're interested in it right now, as you can see, you can send us the car and somebody like Mitch will get you all set up. So look good, functional, done right.
And even the cables look really nice.
Yeah. Fix that other one up too and we can see the finished product.
Even the cables look nice. Because you know how I am, I'll lose something in a heartbeat. Where's my 10mm socket?
All right, so final stop on this week's walkthrough. We're going to be back down here in the main shop looking at this black Hellcat wide body red eye because it's getting our new E85 calibration from the tuning department. It's kind of a new thing that we've been working on, and it's exciting for a number of reasons. And Jack from the tuning department is going to talk a little bit about that. So what do we got going on there?
This is the next customer getting our E85 flex fuel tune. It's a little more favorable what's on the market now for Mopar vehicles, because as it is now, you have to tune for either fuel source, and then you have to completely drain the fuel tank or have a separate fuel cell available. Of course, it's time consuming. You got to worry about the engine heat and fire happening if it's running at the track or on the street running hard. So this allows us to mix any ratio of fuel, whatever's in the tank, of E85 or regular octane fuel, regular fuel, to run it safely and consistent every time. So, you know, I guess real sought after nowadays for Mopars.
So sounds like it's going to make people's lives easier, help them make power pretty efficiently, and be pretty innovative to the market, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Real small portion of the market even offers that right now, and this is PG calibration, in-house calibration.
Awesome. Well, that's good stuff. We look forward to doing more of those. I'm sure we'll do a lot more as time goes on here pretty soon, but we're still in the early stages, so thanks for talking about that with us. This car will be one of the first recipients of that new E85 Tune.
Right on.
So there you have it. There's another walkthrough Wednesday here at Petty's Garage. You've seen everything we've got going at the moment. We've got some modern Hellcat wide bodies with some power upgrades going on. Our restoration department, some really cool projects that they're getting close to being wrapped up here pretty soon or getting going on. Our painted performance parts humming along as always, new product development going on. So lots of things to be excited about here at Petty's Garage, and we're excited to share it with you. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all of our social medias. We're Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, everywhere you can find us. So follow Petty's Garage. Check out all of our performance parts at pettys-garage.com. If you see anything here today that you are interested in having done to your own car, or a similar kind of project that you would like to have Petty's Garage take on, you know where to find us. Give us a call, and we'll see you later. Thanks.